Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today I'm answering your YouTube questions. So if you have a question about what it is that you're doing on YouTube, you can ask that question in the chat, and then I can get to it as I see it, maybe, but chat gets pretty active here, so it's better to actually add your question to the form that's down in the description below this live stream right now, because with that form, I answer them in the order that they come in. With the chat, I just answer them as I see random ones. So because of that, you definitely want to make sure that you get yours in the form if you want to, have it as a priority thing. If you're watching this on the replay, I also want to let you know that this stream is going to be, or this video is going to be very long. So when you clicked on it, you're probably thinking like, heck, what's going on? This is like 3+ hours. And I want to let you know that you can skip around, because what we do here is we talk about YouTube, and all of the questions that are answered during this live stream are driven by the questions that people ask during the live streams about their YouTube channel. So you can get tons of value and tons of help just by skipping around the live stream and finding information that works for you, or just listening to it in the background while you're doing something else so that you can learn while you're doing those other things. Let's say you're at work, for example, throw in some headphones, listen to this puppy in the background, and learn about YouTube. So I also want to let you know that this stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin for YouTube content creators. And what it really is, because I say browser plugin, but what TubeBuddy is, it's a tool that will help you optimize your videos so that it'll make it easier for you to make great content decisions, and to make it easier for people to identify what your videos are about, so that you are increasing the likelihood of those videos showing up somewhere in search, or just people recognizing, hey, this is what this video is about, and clicking on it. And it also helps you do things like test your thumbnails to make sure that the thumbnails that you are making are effective for the people that you're trying to reach. But you can find that and try it for yourself free at tubebuddy.com/Nimmin. I have a direct link to that down in the description below. And this show is co-sponsored by StreamYard. StreamYard is what I use to live stream this show every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And I use StreamYard because it's easy. It's easy. I can do awesome things with it, like bring in guests, which I'm going to have here later in the stream. A very special guest, actually, that's different than what you guys normally see here on the stream. So you definitely want to stick around for that one. But in addition to that, it can also do some really cool things. Like I can add my logo to the top of the screen, like you see right now. I can add graphics that overlay on the screen, like you're seeing on the screen right now. For example, like this one here down in the corner, that's letting you know about my podcast comments over coffee. So if you listen to podcasts, listen to that. But when it comes to StreamYard, the reason I use it is just because it's so easy to do all of these things. And you do not have to have a strong computer in order to use StreamYard. Even if your computer sucks, they do all the heavy lifting for you in the cloud. So you don't even have to have a strong computer in order to really take full advantage of what StreamYard has to offer. But you can try that at StreamYard.com. Now, with that out of the way, I just want to say what is going on. I hope everybody had an awesome week. I hope that, you were publishing some videos, or at least a video in the last 7 days. If you published a video in the last 7 days, just give me a me in the chat so that I can, know that you published a video. What's up, Mike Phillips? Hope you're doing great. Skip View, what is going on? Nice to see you. Tube Spanner in the house. What is going on, Danielle? Nice to see you in here as well. For those of you that don't know, with Tube Spanner, that's actually a product that we are working on. It is something that is going to help you tons with your YouTube channel. So you want to keep an eye out for Tube Spanner because it's like the value that we're bringing with this is off the charts, and you're going to absolutely love it. So you just make sure that you stay tuned for that. So we got a lot of me's here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Just publishing on a regular basis, keeping that content going out that your audience loves is definitely something that you want to keep going. For everybody that was able to publish a video, high five and fist bump to you for making that happen this week. For everybody that didn't, but you wanted to, try to figure out how you can, work it into your process or your lifestyle. Because being a content creator, one of the things about it is that you need to upload content. If you're a content creator, you need to upload content on a regular basis. So because of that, you want to make sure that, you do try to figure out how you can work the process of creating content into your workflow. So if you are a returning viewer here to this live stream, or if you're a new viewer, I encourage you to grab your notepad. And I encourage you to get your notepad out, because as we start going through these questions, there's a really good chance that you're going to pick up, a tidbit of some kind, or maybe a power tip that might, make a huge difference for you on your YouTube channel. So because of that, get your notepad out on your phone or a piece of paper if you're old school, and, just get ready for just in case anything sinks in, right? So if you're like, yeah, that makes total sense, I'm going to apply that to my channel this week. So you can take a note and start getting a task list together so you can start applying the stuff that you learned during the streams to your YouTube channel. So with all of that out of the way, what's up, Ash? Hope you're doing awesome. Hope that you are, hope that you enjoyed the week. Hope that you're doing great, man. So as we get into this, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the actual form itself of the live stream today. And again, if you are just joining us, that form is down in the description of this live stream right now. I'm going to be pulling questions out of the chat as well. But for now, I'm going into the form to answer some questions there for the early birds that came in and dropped their questions here in the form. So hold on, there we go. So the very first question is from Squashu. Squashu says that they are getting ready to start the channel. Currently, they do not upload videos to YouTube. And the type of channel that they are going to have is a gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to reach a larger audience also because it's fun making videos. And the question is, how do you get people to remember your channel and become a returning viewer? Thanks, Nick. So when it comes to getting people to remember your channel, one of the easiest ways to do that is, of course, having an easy to remember channel name. But the thing that's really going to impact people, the thing that's really going to make a difference and make people want to keep coming back to your YouTube channel over and over again is really defining the value that you offer to the people that are watching your videos. So in your case, if you're gaming, it might be, how many gamers do we have here? If you're a gamer, let me know here in the chat, right now, just put gamer, so I can know. But when you are uploading videos to YouTube as a gamer, then what you have to think about is okay, what value am I bringing with each thing that I do on my channel? Let's say that I do a Let's Play live stream and I have people coming in there. What's the value? Is it entertainment? Am I taking people through a specific process in that Let's Play? Am I trying to teach them to overcome a specific thing, when they are participating in that Let's Play? Or if I make a video, am I taking them through a process of them learning something? Am I doing it strictly for the sake of entertainment? And because of that, I have to make my videos in a more entertaining way if the value that I'm bringing is entertainment, or if it's educational, like how to, like, hey, this is how you play this particular game, or this is where you find all these hidden things in the game or whatever. If you're making content like that, then also defining it like, hey, the value that I'm bringing is I'm teaching people things about the game that they didn't know before. So what you want to think about as a gamer with every single piece of content that you upload, you want to think to yourself, okay, the people that are coming into this, the people that are going to be clicking on this when it shows up, on their YouTube channel, for those people, what's in it for them when they're watching my content? If you can decide and you can identify what's in it for them, it's going to make a huge difference on your channel, because when you can clearly define it, it makes it easier for other people to understand what's going on too, because you're literally designing your content in the way that it's going to add that particular value to them. So keep those sorts of things in mind. And I hope that worked into your question there, Squashu. And another thing, just really quick for Squashu, since you are just starting your YouTube channel, I do want to let you know that, working the process of creating content into what it is that you're doing is really important for the sustainability of your YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you're having a really good time with what it is that you're doing, because you're going to be putting out content on a regular basis a lot. So because of that, and you're going to be doing it for a long time. So because of that, you want to make sure that you are committing to something that you really enjoy. So I realized for TubeSpanner there that I did not hit my thing here. So thank you for that, Danielle. And then we have a channel member that came in, Wolf Shadow 24.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome to the Niminati. Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Niminati VIP, or you just go to niminvip.com and it'll forward you straight there to that group. Make sure you fill out all the stuff on the way in, because that's how I verify that you are a member on the way in there. Welcome to the Niminati. Okay. So In and Out says they are a new subscriber. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the channel as well. Hope that you're doing fantastic and ready to learn some stuff today. Anakin Ketchum, what's up? Nice to see you in here saying, woo, let's go. Okay, so the next question that we have on this list, we have McDuck Nuggets. Oh, I love it. McDuck Nuggets. That's great. Okay, so the type of channel is a gaming channel for IO games, and the goal of the channel is to make videos about games that I like. And the question, what are your thoughts on Dream? If you've heard of him, how has he become so large so fast? I have heard of Dream, and the way that he has become so large so fast is he makes content that people respond to at a high level. He knows what it takes to get people to respond to what it is that he's doing. And some of that stuff is what we're going to be talking about during the live stream today. Like as a whole, those questions are going to be coming out a lot. But essentially, here's what you do in a nutshell. You go through the process of identifying who it is that you're making your content for. Once you identify who it is that you're making your content for, that helps you structure your video content, helps you title your thumbnail or title your videos and add thumbnails to your videos that resonate with those people that you're trying to reach. So knowing who it is that you're after helps you in that particular way. And then once you can do that effectively over and over again in terms of on the outside of getting, actually, I think I skipped saying, learning how to get people to click. So know who it is that you're after. That will help you learn how to get people to click. And then once you learn how to get people to click, you also have to be able to keep them watching your videos for a longer period of time. And you can learn how to do that in your audience retention reports, because what your audience retention reports are on your YouTube channel is they will show you for every single video that you publish. They will show you second by second how people respond to what it is that you are doing. And you can find this in your YouTube studio backend. It's like the backside of your YouTube channel. So you can start noticing, hey, when I do these things, people leave, or hey, people are leaving right when my videos start. And right there, that gives you clues to how you can start putting content together that an audience is going to respond to at a higher level, because you can identify, hey, here's a problem area. People are leaving during this part. What can I do to grab people's attention and pull them through, a little bit longer? So, learning how to do all of those things are the things that are going to help you do well here on YouTube. FitPro VR says, thanks for all that you do, brother. Love being a part of the Nimminati VIP Club. FitPro VR, hope that you're doing fantastic. Thank you for the super chat. Mucho appreciated. And I also want to, I think there was another one that came in. I just saw it. There it is. So MMB Tech TV.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Welcome to the Nimminati. You can go to nimminvip.com, and that will direct you right to the members only Facebook group. Fill out everything that you need to on the way in, because that's how I verify that you're a member. If people don't fill it out, then I just automatically decline. So make sure that you fill out everything on the way in so that I can verify that you are a channel member. Natalia Crispin, what's up? Hope that you are doing great. Gypsy Auditor UK says, can you shout me out, bro? There you go, man. You are now shouted out. I hope that you're doing awesome. Thanks for hanging out in the stream today. Let's see here. So next up on our list, we have, let me go over here to the form again. And I'm going to pull the next one, I think, out of the chat. So if you have a question, just get it ready. Don't drop it in there yet. I'll let you know when to drop it in there. But this one's from Jennifer Lavoie, I think is how you say that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So Jennifer, thank you for your question. I apologize if I got your name wrong there. But the type of channel is fruits, vegetables, and gardening in a cold climate. That's interesting. And the goal of the channel is to make money to finance more cool urban gardening projects for the channel. And the question is, when YouTube pushes a video to more people, will someone with 1,000 subscribers get their video pushed 10 times more people than somebody with 100 subs? No. So how it works is, if you have 100 subscribers, you can get more views than I do with 700 and however many that I have. So when you are publishing your videos to YouTube, don't look at your subscriber number as a limitation. Everything here, everything on the platform is based on how people respond to it. If you publish a YouTube short and people don't watch that short, YouTube's going to stop showing it to people. If you publish a video and people don't watch that video or they don't click on it, YouTube's going to stop showing it to people, or lessen the amount of times that they're showing it to people. So it doesn't matter if you have 100 subscribers or if you have 1 million subscribers, the potential for your video is still there if you can get people to respond. Now, here's where everything changes. When I publish a video compared to a YouTube channel with 100 subscribers on it, for example, or 100 people that have interacted with that channel recently, the difference is I've had a lot more people interact with the channel recently, which means that YouTube has a better indicator on my channel of who a great fit is for my content that they can start suggesting my content to. So the only difference there is that core group of people that might respond to it just because they already know that the content on my channel, for example, they know they're going to learn something from it. So therefore they might click on that, compared to a channel where it's suggesting it to them, but they don't know anything about that channel or anything like that. So that's where those differences happen. But in terms of long-term performance of a video, you can start your YouTube channel today. And if you do everything correct, then you can compete with people that have very big YouTube channels. So because of that, don't look at your subscriber counts or your current view counts as a limitation, because everybody kind of goes through the ranks of learning how to get a better response from what it is that they're doing. And some people, you know, they learn it faster and they get a better response faster and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you have 100 subscribers, drop in the chat right now how many subscribers you have on your YouTube channel right now. Just drop it in the chat. But based on the amount of subscribers that you have, you do not want to look at that as something like, oh, well, I'm not going to get many views on this because I only have X amount of subscribers, because it doesn't work that way. There's been people on YouTube that have uploaded, you know, 1 video, 2 videos, 3 videos, and that have generated, you know, 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel just from, you know, a few videos. So, you know, you can start out, and if people do respond highly right out of the gate, then your videos can do awesome. Even if you are like Grace Marks here, who has 25 subscribers, or like Random Ryan, who has 26, or SM Postcards, who has 206, or like Chris P. Giles here with 122, right? Like when you are, you know, putting your content out there, never, ever look at it like it's never look at your current subscriber count like it's a limitation, because it's not. Next up on our list,
Super Chat.
Prometheum Pizza, right out of the gate. I mean, if you're making content about pizza, I'm in. Sold. Says, hey, Nick, if I upload a 7-second film clip, which is looped for an hour, would that mean I get a copyright claim from the studio? Yeah. So when you are uploading videos to YouTube, there's no safe limit in terms of, well, if it's under X amount of time limit that you're safe. The law is the law. And technically, even like a still image on a screen just for, you know, like a few seconds can get you a copyright claim. So because of that, you definitely do not want to upload content that you do not own or that you haven't licensed to YouTube, because you put yourself in that situation. Now, there are ways around it through fair use, but in order to make sure that you're riding along the right lines with fair use, you want to get in touch with a copyright lawyer so that you can run your content past them to make sure that you're in the clear there, or just do tons of studying and get a really good understanding of what fair use is and how it applies to the content that you're putting out, so that you can, you know, kind of get around things in that way. But if you're just uploading a 7-second clip to YouTube and you kind of have that clip looped, then you're not adding anything to that particular clip. There's no real transformative value there. It's just that clip over and over again. Because of that, YouTube would probably just end up taking that down anyway, because it's a loop, maybe not. But they could end up taking it down. But when you are uploading that, even though it's only 7 seconds, you might think like, hey, you know, I'm probably in the clear here. You're not. So, you know, they detect everything that's going on. So on your YouTube channel, you know, as you know, get things moving along, they actually give you a copyright center. And the cool thing with that copyright center is that you can go in, you can see, YouTube will show you, hey, somebody used 10 seconds of your video here. They used 100% of your video here. They used 30% of your video here. And then you can go in and you can make the call as a creator on if that particular channel and the way that they're using it is within fair use or not. And you can, you know, decide to, you know, make them take that video down if it's not fair use. So if somebody, you know, uploads like 100% of your video, then there's no way that's fair use. You can, you know, so you can get it taken down from there. So hopefully that answers your question. So as we keep on trucking through this list here, we had some more super chats come in. I'll answer those. Then we'll get back into the chat. So right here, Antasia Ray says, greatly appreciate the knowledge you share with all of us new YouTubers. Anastasia, thank you for the super chat, and it's my pleasure. You know, like YouTube has changed my life and lives of people around me as well. And, you know, because of that, I do what I can to, you know, try to help content creators, because I want all of you, everybody that's watching this right now, I want everybody to have a similar path or a better path in terms of, you know, like you're starting your YouTube channel today, you're going through the process of learning how to do it. Then you start getting a response. Then that response starts being massive. And then, you know, you start having all of these awesome opportunities come in, you start making money so that it's all sustainable. and then you start growing your influence online so that hopefully if you're, if you're here hanging out in this live stream, hopefully you will use that influence for positive things to uplift people from time to time and things like that, so that we can kind of ripple that out, into the world through the content that we create. So it's my pleasure, and thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So as we keep on going down the list here, Neil Urban Explorer says, sold our first van today. Who needs AdSense? Thank you for everything that you taught me and being part of a great community. Neil, congratulations to you, my man. High five, fist bump to you for selling a van through your YouTube channel. That's pretty awesome. So, so there's Mike Davenport, the Chevy guy is his YouTube channel. He's a car salesman, and you should go watch his channel just to kind of see, what he's doing. But one of the things that he uses his channel for is a sales tool. And, he has people buying cars from him all over the country, because of his YouTube channel. That's awesome, man. Nice work. And if you can do the win here is if you can sell one van through your YouTube channel, then you can sell tons of vans through your YouTube channel, right? So nice work on that, man. So next up on our list, we have Apps That Rule. What's up, man? Says, sending for the M&M jar in appreciation for you, Nick. About to hit 4,000 subscribers and 1 million views because of yours and D's help over the past few years. High five and fist bump to you. Congratulations on the 1 million views, man. It's a ton of people. 4,000 subscribers, that's also a ton of people. So nice work on your end, man. Again, high five and fist bump to you for making that happen, for grinding it out, putting in the work, all the stuff that you got to do to, to get it all moving, man. Nice work. Let's see here. Angelic Empowerment International Network. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. As we keep on going down the list, I think that was it, I believe. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's another one. And this one also from the same one says, how long have you been on YouTube? I've been on YouTube since September of 2014. I have this channel, and I also took a break from this channel for about 9 months or so and worked on another channel. That channel has about like 16,000 subscribers, but it's just kind of growing in the background. I've been uploaded to it in like 5 years, maybe 4 years, 5 years, something like that. But I have that, and then I have the current channel that you are watching right now. So let's see here. Next up on this list, we got Tommy T. Thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Super chat. Oops, accidentally hit that one a little bit more than I should have. All right. So next question that we have here on the list. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So here's what we're working with. If you can hear me now, do we have sound? Do we have sound? Sound, yes. Sound, yes. Give me a yes or a no for sound. Okay, good. We got sound. Yeah, so basically here is what I'm working with right now. See that red dot? That means that right now the internet for the main thing is toast. So this is what the stream's going to be like today, at least until my battery dies. But I got chargers laying around and all that stuff, so we'll figure it out. So we're going to keep going just for a little bit, and we're just going to kind of see, how this whole thing goes down. We're going to see if we can get the internet back on. If so, then I will hop in from there. The dot of doom, absolutely. So let me take this, get that back off of there. Bam. Okay. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. So this is going to be a little bit difficult in terms of the first. Anybody want a tour? You guys want a tour of the setup here? Oh, this is fantastic. So this is what's going on here. So if you want a tour really quick, first we have the bad internet connection. That's the first thing. But this is my Stormtrooper helmet. Myself and my brother D, we both have these. These are prop replicas. These aren't ones that you get at like a hobby shop or whatever. They are prop replicas. So it's like a legit, thing. I actually lost a piece off of it right here. It's supposed to have a little screen on it, but here's some more little Stormtrooper dudes. This is the rear cam that I use. This particular cam right here is the one that kind of shoots back and looks over that way. And then I have, my play button, of course, and a light to bring attention to it. And this is the monitor that I have in order to, get the HDMIs, all that stuff worked out. And this is something that you guys normally don't see. I did this whole thing on David Foster's live stream on his Impartial Geeks channel just the other day. But basically, one thing that you guys don't normally see in the streams is this over here, this laptop. This is what I actually use here. It's hiding behind this big monstrosity of a light, but that is what is powering the graphic that's on the TV. And then you kind of get to see the behind the scenes, this part of it from the shot that I was just showing you. But this is the actual tech that's involved. Got the Rodecaster Pro here. Got an ATEM Mini ISO here. And I've got an ATEM Mini here that I am now just kind of routing the output of this one to the input of this one so that I can use additional cameras and things like that in stream. And for everybody who wants to know how I get this thing here in the background, like, hey, how do you get this thing on the back? All it is there's a projector. You'll see that projector right there. And I'll actually take you over there and show it to you. But this projector is right up there. And then that projector shoots over there. And then that's how I get that particular scene. And then I'm running that projector off of this computer. It's an HP Omen. And then I'm running OBS to actually, play this particular video. And then when super chats come in or memberships come in, I just trigger the thing through my Stream Deck over on the desk, and then it'll switch the scenes there. So it can have all of that, interactive stuff as well. This area is something that you guys have never seen before. So this is the place some of you might know or you might not know that I play with music as well. And you can see the thing spinning here, unfortunately, because the internet's down. But this particular area here, this is where I dabble in music. I've got my M-Audio keyboard here, just a little one here just to trigger the Mac. And then I pretty much run it off of the MacBook Pro there. And then I've got another Rodecaster here as well that I can do, that type of stuff in there. So that's an exclusive close-up right there of the what's back in that little corner for anybody that's seen that from there. So here's what we're going to do. So I still want to continue to do what we normally do, which is answer your YouTube questions so that we can make sure that you are, just getting the information that you want. So I can't access this form right now because you can see here, like this thing's spinning. This is saying something went wrong. This here, doesn't matter if I refresh it or not, it's not going to show up. So because of that, we're gonna keep on trucking here. Like this train doesn't stop. So if you got a question, let's go ahead and start dropping them into the chat. So here's what I want you to do. I just want you to put a Q in front of your question, and then we are just going to go ahead and crush through these questions as we're going through here. So just as a heads up, right? So this right here, how we're doing this on a mobile phone right now, my first live stream that got me hooked on live streaming, it happened like this. So Brian G. Johnson hit me up and he's like, hey, you know, YouTube rolled out this, the mobile streaming for the YouTube app. Do you have it yet? And I was like, you know, hey, let me check my phone. Let me see if the app updated and see if I have it. And I did. So I went into the room at the place that I used to stay. Went to the other room and I started a live stream. And at that time, that was the first time that I had an interaction with Roberto Blake. And in my brain, I'm like, holy cow, you know, Roberto Blake's coming in the stream. This is like so awesome. And I had a bunch of people in the stream at that time. It was great. From that time forward, like that was the moment that got me hooked on live streaming. And I've been doing it consistently ever since. And of course, expanding, you know, as things went along. But, you know, I was streaming on my phone for a really long time. So I'm comfortable right now. I'm comfortable, you know, in this situation. Like, this is great. Okay, so the very first question that we have here is from Grimy Tackle. It says, I've just been given a B grade on Social Blade. Can you let me know what this means? Don't even worry about it. So the only thing that matters when it comes to YouTube is that you are making content that viewers enjoy. That's it. It doesn't matter what some other website says. It doesn't matter, you know, the grade that they have, because that's within their own system. So one of the things that you can do there to improve your score, to improve your grade on Social Blade, is you can connect your account and basically verify your account. And when you do that, then your score bumps up a little bit just because you have a verified account. Same thing if you connect your other social media accounts and things like that. So it's on site. So since it's on site, don't even worry about it, because it doesn't impact your YouTube channel in any meaningful way. Hold on really quick. I'm looking for a holder here for this thing. I know I've got one in here somewhere. Where you at, holder? Where are you at? I know you're in here. Where are you? Okay. I don't know where it's at. So it looks like we are not getting a tripod for this today. Oh, I could put it on this. No, because I still need a clamp. Walking around talking to myself like a crazy person, but you get to watch. So that might be fun. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. So next question that we have here is from Let's Get Clacking. Let's Get Clacking says, channel name, personal or brand. So here's what I want you to think about. Let's Get Clacking. I want you to think about, if you are going to build your internet brand, that includes your YouTube channel, your other social, if you are going to build your internet brand for the purpose of down the road possibly selling it, or down the road you want to have other people contribute. So for example, let's say that I wanted to have you come here and start publishing videos on a regular basis on my channel, and I wanted to hire you to do that. In that situation, you would start showing up on my YouTube channel, and when you started showing up on my YouTube channel, it would be a little bit weird, because it would be like, you know, hey, you know, I'm on Nick Nimmin's channel, but my name is Let's Get Clacking. And because of that, like, why am I here instead of Nick? Because you're expecting Nick, and it makes everything a little bit weird. But if you build everything around a personal brand, then everything changes, around a brand, like a brand name, then everything changes. Because in that situation, then long term, if you want to sell it, then somebody else can just take over. If you want to have other people contribute content and things like that, then you can do that as well. And it's not a big deal. It's not weird. You might have a few people that would be like, you know, hey, wait a minute, isn't this the person that hosts this normally this person? But you would be able to, you know, develop additional people that could also contribute on the content perspective. So because of that, just think long term on what it is that you're wanting. So if we talk about the personal branding side, first you should check out Ash, who's in the chat right now. But you should check out him, because he's got like a whole channel on personal branding, and he's actually building a brand around personal branding. But basically, when you are thinking of it from a personal branding perspective, and the long game is to build up your personal brand, then in that situation, then by all means use your name, because then that, you know, you're building that personal brand, and you also have the flexibility to create pretty much whatever you want around that particular brand. But when you start naming things and stuff like that, then you can kind of drive yourself into a hole, or pigeonhole, I think that's called. And, you know, if you do it as a personal brand, then in that situation, you are you're flexible in terms of the content. You can pivot at any time, delete some content or, unlist it or whatever, and you can just keep on trucking. So hopefully that helps. Tana Cute, thank you for the super sticker. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Let me turn it up a little bit since it's not going to feed through the mic. Super chat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We still got the audio effects coming through too. We're not stopping. Okay, so what are the best places to find people to collab with? By the way, I make comedy cover videos. If you do the same thing, let's collab. That's a great way to start. Two, first, you don't want to do that. Let me back up. First, you don't want to do that on other people's streams in terms of like, hey, everybody, let's collab type of thing. But second, YouTube is a great place. So on most YouTube channels, as long as they're set up properly, there's going to be an email address on the About Me page on every channel. So if the content creator has put a About Me email there, a business inquiry email, then you still have the option to go in and, send the content creator an email. But when you do reach out for collaborations, it's advantageous to have a plan together. So instead of just reaching out and being like, hey, I want to, hey, let's collab, hit them up with a plan, right? Just be clear. Hey, this is what it is that, that I do. I'm putting this video together. And since I'm putting this video together, I think that you would be a great fit for this particular video. Here's the plan. Here's how you would actually fit into that plan. And I'd love to have you a part of it. Let me know if you're interested. So when you approach them with a plan, it just makes everything a little bit easier and a little bit more clear and it saves time instead of having to take yourself through the process or take them through the process of, do you want to collab? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. What's an idea? Well, I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Well, I got, not really. I mean, you reached out to me. What do you want to collab about? I don't know. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Just kind of speeds up the process. New channel member. Let's see here. Farrock Tech. Welcome to the Niminati. So here, first, let me do this.
Welcome to the Niminati.
There we go. So next time you're on Facebook, look for Niminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. The awesome thing about that Facebook group is that, you can ask questions in there. We do a weekly live stream in there every Wednesday. Where, you can go in there and, you can ask for feedback, that kind of stuff. So next time you're on Facebook, look for that. Or if you just go to niminvip.com, that will forward you directly to that Facebook group. Just a quick moment. If you happen to just be joining us, this right here is why I'm on my phone right now. I've got a loss of signal here on my router. So I'm just going to continue going here. And we're just going to keep on trucking for at least a little bit until my battery gets low or, whatever. So let's see here. Next up on the list. Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Wars for sure, but Star Trek is also great. Like the new Star Trek on Netflix, man, I love that. That was such a great series. So yeah, I absolutely loved that particular one. Let's see here. As we keep on going through the list, there's some more questions up higher. I'm going to scroll up on the list here, and we are going to look for some of those questions. Okay, the meantime says, please tell me, should we make videos on different topics, on same topics and in English or our language? So I recommend that you start a YouTube channel if you can speak English kind of okay, and you are fluent in your native tongue, which you are, then in that situation, I recommend that you start a YouTube channel in your native language. And the reason for that is because what you don't want to do when you are trying to figure out, what people respond to and what works for you and, all that stuff, what you don't want to do is you don't want to think that people aren't responding to you because of the language, which they might be, where it could really be that they're not responding to you because the content that you're putting out isn't up to par, or that you're not able to get people to click or things like that. But you might think like, hey, it's because, I'm not fluent, or they're not responding to me because of the language. And if you start the channel in your native tongue, then you can learn how to do YouTube. You can learn how, all the stuff on the back end. You can learn how to get people to respond. And then from there, if you want to branch in and say, hey, I'm going to start, doing some English content, then by all means, go for it. Let's see here. Pash Tech. Hold on, let me find you down here. Let's see here. This is fun on a phone. See, and this is another thing, you know, before I was talking about StreamYard and how easy it is and all that good stuff. Like this is another one of those things. Like here, like I was able to just pick this back up on my phone. StreamYard held it open, even though I'm going to have to go in and edit out this big black spot, you know, with the logos and stuff on there. You know, StreamYard held it open while, you know, I'm sitting here having tech problems and all that stuff because they're doing everything in the cloud. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of like stuff to use for your live streams. But the question here, and I'm just going to pull it here. It actually went away, so I'll keep looking for it. Says, how could I, and I'll get back down to that one here in just a minute, but I'm just going to answer some on the way. Says, how can I make watchers like and comment even with engaging way of letting them comment? Nobody does. Just keep focusing right now on making great content. If you focus great content, you're going to keep people watching long enough that will keep them watching to the point of whatever calls to action that you use. Proven ways that can help generate more engagement on your channel in terms of likes and comments is literally asking people, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like telling people to do those things, people do those things because what you're doing is it's called a call to action because you're calling people to, you know, take an action. You're calling them to an action. So they're inactive and then you're making them active. So when you do that, one of the things that that's proven to work pretty much anytime you do it in sales, we call it a close in sales. If you are, you know, on YouTube, then it would just be a call to action. If it's internet marketing, whatever, it's a call to action. But the idea is that when you remind people or tell people that, hey, you know, like this video, subscribe to, you know, my channel, what you're doing is you're just spreading awareness that, you know, those things are either a way to interact or you can take it even further and let them know exactly why they should subscribe. So for example, if somebody is watching your video and you're like, you know, hey, you know, you're getting through your content. Let's say that you're like 3 minutes into your video and you do something funny. And right after that, you got a good laugh. Then in that situation, that would be a great place to drop something along the lines of, you know, hey, by the way, you know, I put out, you know, weekly gaming content or entertainment content or whatever type of content it is that you make. So you don't miss any videos, remember to subscribe and then just get into whatever it is that you're doing. So what you're doing in that case is you're asking them to subscribe when their interest is at its peak because you just made them laugh or you gave them a great tip, depending on the type of content that you make, or you just, you know, blew their mind in some way. And then you drop that subscribe. Then what you're doing in that case is you are catching them when they're at a high note. And then you're telling them why they should subscribe. And then you are encouraging them or reminding them to subscribe. Same exact thing goes for liking your video as well. You can use your like as a feedback mechanism. So for example, somebody's watching your videos, like you're watching this live stream right now. If you think it's great that I just went ahead and went live on the phone and I didn't just say, okay, guys, we're done for the day, give this video a thumbs up because I have to sit here and hold this phone with my arm. So like I'm like propping it on the desk, right? Trying to like hold it all up. So give me a thumbs up for that, right? But with that particular, you know, call to action that I just did, you should all seriously give this a thumbs up. But when I did that, I basically made it as a way that people can, you know, give feedback. Like, yeah, you know, it's awesome that he kept going, or they can give it a dislike. Like, yeah, you know what? I wish that he was, you know, doing the stream the normal way because I enjoy the normal way the most. But it's just a feedback mechanism in that particular situation. So as we keep on scrolling down the list here, we are going to go to another question. How can I check? And then I've got Posh Tech after this. Says, how can I check if I want to, if what limit I am with using copyright songs before unlocking my channel membership? So inside of your YouTube channel, I'm not sure if you're making content on your phone, but you can actually go and you can see any like strikes or anything like that you have that you have in your YouTube channel, but you need to go into your YouTube studio to do it. The next video that I'm publishing on my channel is going to show you how to actually get into your stats and see a bunch of stuff that you do not see if you're a mobile content creator. So make sure that you check out that video, but the cliff notes, and I can't show you right now because, you know, what's going on with the stream. But basically what you need to do is use desktop mode in your browser, and that will let you into the normal back end that you see as a desktop user. So you're not limited as a mobile content creator in the event that you are a mobile content creator. And it just jumped on me. Okay, so let's see here. Let me go back up to Posh. There's Tommy T. I see that one. I'll work my way back down to here. Let's see what we got. How's the audio coming through on this? Is the audio okay? I know you can hear me, but does it sound like okay? Does it suck? Like, what are we working with here? Let's see here. Let's keep on trucking. Okay, so Posh, I didn't see yours. Let's see here. Nick, show some love to terms of service. Not sure what that is. If that terms of service, yeah, not sure what that means. But you know, love to TOS. So let's see here. So Doug, if you or Posh, because Posh, your question went by. Doug, you might be able to see this if you log into the back end of my YouTube channel. If not, you might be able to scroll up further than I can here on my phone, but I can't see his actual question. If either of you, Posh or Doug, could just let me know what the question was so I can get it answered for you. Tana, too cute. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Cash or Crash Kino Slot says, I hit 118 subs in 5 months, seem to pause this week with few additional. Is it natural to stall every now and then with your channel? Yes. So when it comes to YouTube, inside of the YouTube Creator Academy, which everybody here should go through. Oh, it looks like we might be back. Going to the computer. But in the YouTube Creator Academy, which everybody should, you know, be going through, and everybody here should, you know, make sure that you're reading through all that material because it's super helpful. For that, oh wait, I'm still not connected. Hold on. Let me go here. Let me go through a troubleshooter really quick. But yeah, so, you know, you should be going through the YouTube Creator Academy for sure. But one of the things that they tell you in there is that there are, you know, seasonalities to YouTube. So it can be based on, you know, your particular type of content having a higher amount of interest, you know, during certain periods of time. It can be around, you know, you and the content choices that you make. You know, like right now on my channel, my numbers are down. And it's because I'm just in an experimental mode with some of the content that I'm putting out instead of leaning hard on the content that I know works. I'm just being a little bit experimental right now, and because of that, you know, my numbers are down, and that's cool. I know why, so it's not a big deal. But you know, when you start creating on a regular basis, and you know, you do this a lot, you know, one of the things that you're going to start to notice over time is like, hey, when I make videos like this, people respond to these more. When I do stuff like this, not as much, but these other things, maybe they don't respond as much, but people do need help with these particular things, so I'm going to do it anyway. You know, like that kind of stuff. So what you do in that particular situation. Should I just restart my computer, I guess? Yeah, just restart the whole thing. So so what you should do in that particular situation is if you are down, just think to yourself, like, okay, am I down because of something that I'm doing in terms of content decisions? Like when I'm publishing my videos, you know, I'm hitting like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or 7 or 6 out of 10 compared to like 5, 4, 3 or 1 out of 10. And what I'm talking about is that little card that YouTube gives you showing you the performance of, you know, your latest video compared to your last 10. And if you're consistently hitting like, you know, 9s, 10s, 7s, 8s, then that tells you that you're not making great content decisions because people are not responding to that content when it's published. And, you know, or not just that you might not be making great content decisions, but the new content that you're publishing on your channel, you're just not able to generate that response compared to, you know, some of the other videos that you have there. So seasonality is definitely a thing, but you do want to make sure that you're paying attention, that you're in your stats and you're keeping track of the things that people respond to and don't, so that over time you can learn what people respond to more, and then you can start making content when you need it. You can pull that lever, so to speak, to make something that is proven to work on your YouTube channel. So for example, because of the nature of my content, you know, if I were to make a video tomorrow on, you know, getting views and depending on the specific value proposition I put around that, that particular thumbnail. All right, we are back. I'm coming back in. But like in that situation, like I know I can get those numbers up if I'm just doing it for the numbers. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. We are. There we go. Woo. Yeah. So so I'm going to leave here. No, I do not want to end, but I want to kick myself out of the studio. Let's see. Oh, it's storming out now too. So we're probably going to end up in a situation to where. Hold on. How can I leave? Yeah, we're probably going to end up in a situation. You know, I'm just going to put this over on the other side of the room because I can't figure out. You know, maybe I just got to close the browser. Let me do that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So storming too. So there's a really good chance that the same exact thing might actually happen again. So one of the downsides of living in a country like here is that the infrastructure isn't always the best. And since it's not always the best, give me just a second here. Just be patient for a moment because I'm going through the process of setting everything up here on my screen and all that since I had to restart to connect. But one of the things that you run into is the infrastructure just isn't there. So like, the wires, for example, when they are, putting like internet together or electricity or anything, you'll see like wires, going through like neighborhoods or through the cities, whatever, to where it just looks like a bunch of spaghetti, to where it's a mystery of how they even, are able to keep track of what is what. And the downside of that is that when you are doing things like this, and you're live streaming and you're relying on the internet, you might put yourself, or you might end up in a situation to where you have, that lower infrastructure, I guess is the right way to say that. But the, not up to par infrastructure to where it kind of works against you in situations like this. But it's okay. All the other advantages far outweigh the disadvantages, so not a big deal. Okay, so we are almost there, and I'm going to pop this out. Okay, can we get a hooray that we are back here in the normal setup? So we can be a little bit more comfortable. I can answer these questions a little bit better here for you in terms of just organization to make sure that we get it, make sure that we get you taken care of. Let's see here. If I go into here, then that's going to help me be able to see these. And then let me go here into forms. Go into here. You know what? I can actually do this easier. Questions. Bam. Go into individual. Okay. So now we are getting back. Like, I feel like, okay, hey, we're starting to like get back on track here. This is fantastic, right? Starting to feel that vibe as it's raining outside. But the thing that I enjoy about this is that luckily, because of StreamYard, I was able to like just keep it going. Typically, if I was streaming this with like OBS, for example, then this would have been a disaster because as soon as the internet went down, then the whole stream would have went down. So having that as a backup is absolutely fantastic, and this is the first time I've actually had that happen. So I'm going to remember to spread the awareness about that particular thing because it's awesome. High five to them for that. Okay. So let me turn the mic down here because of the feedback and whatnot. Okay, so now we are going to be able to, check out these super chats, make sure that I got everybody taken care of here. So the very first one here on the list to make sure that we are catching up is from Posh Tech. Says, hey, what do you think of spam comments? Should I keep deleting them or leave them for engagement? So just go ahead and delete them. The reason that you should go ahead and delete them is because they are spam comments. Over time, YouTube is going to detect that they're spam comments, and they are going to end up deleting them in those channels anyway. So it literally doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form to leave them. Chris Hunter is our next question here. Says, how much do you love that widescreen monitor? Can you explain any pros or cons to having a wide monitor like that? Thanks. Absolutely. So this monitor right here is the one that he's talking about. So this is one monitor. It's a Samsung Odyssey G9 monitor. And the pros of this is, as you can see right here, like when I'm setting this up for live streaming, this is incredible because tell you what, guys, it's gonna take more than a storm to keep me from live streaming today. It's gonna take a lot more than a storm. Like, this whole like the battery's gonna have to go down, power is gonna have to go out. Like we are not stopping. So my router, I don't have a loss of signal currently, but it's down. Like it is completely down. So on the monitor, let's see here. Oh, we've got Unseen Thailand and Chiang Mai. Nice. Yeah, so you're feeling my pain here. It's like the internet on and off and all that stuff. You get it. You definitely get it. So let's see here on the monitor. So for somebody that wanted to see the monitor, basically this is the monitor. So the pros and cons of this are, the pros are that when you are streaming or when you are working or you're editing videos or audio or anything like that, this is epic. And the reason that it's epic is because you have this entire timeline. You can see like your whole timeline at a glance, which is great if you're doing video or audio editing. And also from a productivity standpoint, this comes with a app that lets you divide the screen however you want. So you can, do things like dividing the screen into a way to where you can just kind of move things in and it'll just snap them into place, which is great. Downside, it's heavy. It's heavy, which means that getting a monitor stand or like an arm for this is really difficult. So there's one place that I found that sells them for like import and all that stuff. It's going to cost me like $500 or $600 to get one here, so I'm not getting it. But if you're in the States, I think you can get them for around like $300 or $400. But basically that mic arm, or not mic arm, but the monitor arm, it's a specialty item because the curve of this causes like a weird center of gravity. And because of that, all monitor arms won't work. Initially, when I bought it, my thought, because I didn't know that, so my thought was, okay, I'm going to get this thing, and then I'm going to have it on a mic arm. Let me just show it here so I can demonstrate. But I'm going to get this thing and get it on a mic or a monitor arm so that I can move it over to here when I'm live streaming and have it to the side. And then this camera here would be a little bit lower so that it would be coming, in a more of a natural way instead of being up high. But because that arm thing, I'm not able to do that, unfortunately. So those are some, pros and cons for that. So I can still see some of these other super chats that came in. So I'm going to be able to answer some of these because it didn't actually close them out once I opened it up. So let's see here. Tommy T, thank you for the super chat there. Webster says, I just started a web design and online business tips channel in Norwegian and English. For the reason, should I just focus on English? Yeah, either focus on Norwegian or English. Don't put up two languages on the same YouTube channel because you're going to work against yourself. And the reason that you're going to work against yourself is because let's say that I watched one of your videos on web design and I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm going to subscribe and I'm like loving this content. And I watch a bunch of your videos. So YouTube identifies that I love your content. Well, you publish a video in Norwegian, YouTube's going to show me that video because I'm interacting with your channel a lot. The second I click it, it's not going to be in a language I understand. I'm going to close it down. What that's going to do to your audience retention is going to destroy that video if you have a larger English-speaking audience that ends up seeing that particular video. At least for the initial publish of that video. It might be fine later, but for the initial performance of that video, you're going to work against yourself. So pick a language, roll with that language. If it's Norwegian or English, whichever one you're the most proficient at, that's the one that I would lean on. Let's see here. So Anastasia Ray says, I've seen other bigger YouTubers say that instead of saying it, show it. It helps to break up your video from just taking them, from just talking, and it keeps them watching for longer. Absolutely. Yeah, when you can show people stuff on your screen, then you are literally pulling them in because what it goes from is like, hey, I'm just watching this person talk to all of a sudden now I have to pay attention because they're showing me something. So then, it becomes more of a lean in experience instead of a lean back experience. Dion Gaming Channel.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome to the Niminati. Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Niminati VIP. That is our members only Facebook group. Or just go to niminvip.com and that will forward you to the group. Make sure that you fill out everything on the way in because during these live streams, a lot of people just try to get in there. And I make sure that I verify each person on the way in. So because of that, just make sure you fill out everything on the way in. Let's see here. Next up on our list, and since the form is now down as well. Ooh, yeah, it's like storming here. This is great. I don't have a loss of signal though, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna restart it again. Let's see what happens if I just restart this puppy again. No sweat. 100%. Whoa! Yeah, we're having a heck of a storm. That's no joke. Holy cow! I don't know if you heard that or not. But yeah, that's a doozy. Woo! Okay, so if you got a question, just put Q in front of your question so I know it's for me and not just like an inner, like that it's not, you guys that you're asking, talking to somebody else. Just put Q in front of it. That lets me know it's for me. Boss Battle Orchestra.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome to the Niminati. Same thing, niminvip.com. That helps me know that you are a channel member if you fill out all the stuff on the way in. That's going to redirect you to a Facebook group. That's where we do our weekly live streams and all of that. So you definitely want to be, if you're a channel member, you definitely want to be in that group. So make sure that you are joining that as soon as you get the opportunity to do so. Okay, yeah. So the internet's down. Okay, let's power cycle this puppy. It's funny, we're like streaming and doing like tech problem solving in like one swing. This is great. Not what I expected this stream to go like today, I'll be honest. Okay, so next up on the list, we're looking for those cues. We've got makes a good thumbnail that people click on. Rock Climbing Grandma says, now I'm researching curved monitors. Yeah, the curved monitors are great, just from a productivity standpoint, for sure. Alameen Ahmed says, do you think that Mother Nature wants to be a part of your stream today? I believe so, and she's doing a fantastic job of being a part of the live stream today. Let's see here. Was that a massive lightning strike? It was. Let's see here. Is it fine to not niche down and make random topic videos as I want my personality to be the binding factor? It is. It's fine. But then when you are doing that, don't, like, if your channel isn't growing as you would like it to, there's nothing you can say about it. Like, if you are niching down and you're serving a specific audience, then in that case, you can say to yourself, you can say to them, hey, this is what I offer on the YouTube channel. This is why you subscribe. And you're going to get people that subscribe because they like your personality, but they're also going to subscribe because the value that they get from you, the specific things that you're doing, for them through the content that you publish. So because of that, you can, without question, you can grow your channel, just off of your personality alone, doing whatever that you want. The only thing with that is, in a lot of cases, that growth is typically, especially if you're just getting started, you've never done any of this stuff before, in a lot of cases, that growth will be a lot slower than what it is that you want, because that type of thing is something that is typically, earned through the value that you provide other people. So another way to think about it, and of course, this doesn't have to be your approach, but another way to think about it is that when you are, publishing content to your YouTube channel, if you are putting up videos and you're thinking to yourself, like, hey, I just want people to like this because I made it. Like it's unfortunately, it's not enough, right? Because you need to be able to add something to the people that are watching your videos. And if you can't, then in that situation, you're going to put yourself in a position to where, you might not be able to get the attention that you're after, as fast as you want it. So, you can still get it. It just might, take you, a little bit of time in order to get it going. But basically, the approach that you want to take is you want to think to yourself, okay, the value, especially if you want to, grow the channel off of your personalities, you want to think, okay, the value that I'm bringing is going to be the bait, so to speak, to get people to click on my videos and to get value from me, so that I can use that as a way for people to discover me or to find me, so that then they can see my personality. Then they can see, that I'm a good time or whatever it happens to be. And then as my channel grows from that value that I'm offering, then at a certain point, I can start experimenting with like personality driven content. And then when I start experimenting with that, then I'm going to start knowing, hey, are these people in here for me? Or are they in here for, the specific value that I'm, that I'm delivering to them? Let's see here. Beanie Draws, what's up, dude? Hope that you are doing awesome. Nice to see you in here. Yeah, you guys heard that. I'm looking through the chat right now, and yeah, you guys heard that lightning for sure. What's the best way to ask a large channel in your niche to collaborate with you? This is a great question. So asking a large channel and asking any channel is the same. So if you are like, when you look at a large channel and you're thinking to yourself like, hey, I want to collaborate with that channel. The first thing is thinking like, why? Why do I want to collaborate with that channel? Is it because I want to get, I want to use that as a way to get more subscribers? Or is it like, hey, I just want to collaborate with that channel because I think it's awesome and I would just love to have that person on my channel. And because of that, I am totally cool with them just coming on my channel and, doing something with me and me not doing anything on their channel. So, when it comes to why it is that you're collaborating, figure that out first. And then start, taking the approach. But basically, when you are reaching out to larger content creators, I do want to let you know that when it comes to all of this stuff, as a, like with the larger content creators, we have people reaching out to us all the time. People are always reaching out. They're always wanting, people are always reaching out for collaborations. And because of that, we get a lot of those requests. So since we get a lot of those requests, after a while, you start to like close those emails down, and you start closing those emails down because you're thinking to yourself like, okay, I'm going to go through like 10 or, more of these emails today. And since I'm going to go through these emails, I'm only going to answer the ones that have been very clear on what it is that they want to do for the collaboration. Somebody that's not wasting time, somebody that is just saying, hey, this is my thing. I think you'd be a great fit for it. So are you in or not? Right. So if you are reaching out to people, just make sure that you are very clear with your intentions, and make sure that you are very clear with exactly the videos that you want to make with that person, and that you express to them why you want them to be a part of what it is that you're doing in terms of, hey, I just think you'd be a great fit for this. In your case, if you're doing motorcycle content, it'd be like, hey, I think that, you'd be a great fit for this. So, let me know if you are interested. That can be enough. But, you just want to put a plan together. Hey, I'm making this plan, or I'm putting this thing together where I'm, taking this ride on this particular thing. And, I'd love to have you, along for the journey, been watching your content for a while, whatever, like that type of thing. But just build everything around the plan. Let's see here. Backia Love Live says, hello, Nick. I have a CTR of 7 to 8% and an average watch time of 22 to 25 minutes. Returning viewers grow. Still, none of my 200 videos get exposed widely by YouTube. Why can that be so? So another thing that you have to consider when it comes to your click-through rate and how long people are watching your videos for is the amount of impressions that you're getting on your videos. So when it comes to your impressions, what an impression is an impression is when somebody sees your video somewhere on the platform. So when people say like, hey, YouTube isn't showing my content to people, the way that you can actually find out through the data that YouTube gives you if YouTube is showing your content to people is that you can just go look and see the amount of impressions that you're getting for each piece of content that you publish or your channel as a whole. So what you want to think of is, okay, how is my click-through rate compared to the number of impressions that I'm getting? Because if you're getting a lot of impressions, it'll actually suppress those numbers in most cases to where it becomes more difficult to keep people watching for a longer period of time and more difficult to maintain a high click-through rate because YouTube is showing your content. They're giving impressions to your content way beyond that initial core group of people that are the most likely to watch that content. So the way that YouTube works, and if I was in front of if my internet was okay right now, I'd actually show you. But the way that YouTube works is that when they identify that people are enjoying your content, they basically their system goes and it looks at the other people that might be a good fit for your content based on other videos of yours they've watched, other videos of channels like yours that they've watched, other videos that are topically similar to the video that you just published that they watched, things that people are searching for. They basically start trying to identify like, hey, this particular user, and we'll just do this around motorcycle content because Dino Rider asked the last question. So we'll say, okay, Dino Rider publishes motorcycle content. I'm not sure specifically Dino Rider what it is, what type of motorcycle content, but Dino Rider publishes motorcycle content. Let's say you publish a video on, how to fix a flat tire on a, Harley, what's that one called? Man, Road King Classic. Let's do that. So let's say that he's like, okay, this is how you fix a tire on a Road King Classic Harley Davidson. Well, YouTube goes to their system and they will find other people that have been watching other Harley Davidson related content, maybe motorcycle related content, maybe something about, fixing tires or fixing tires on a motorcycle, like that type of stuff. And based on how they're interacting with other content that's similar to that, then they might show his particular video to those people. Now, the first people that are going to see that are going to be the people that YouTube thinks their system thinks is the highest candidate to actually enjoy that content. If they do, then YouTube's going to expand that out. So YouTube systems are going to say, okay, we're showing this to people, they're clicking on it, they're watching it for a longer period of time, which tells us that this is a satisfactory experience for our users. So let's find other users that might also enjoy this content. And they'll just keep doing that. And the thing is as they keep doing that, the reason that your click-through rate and your average view duration in a lot of cases will start getting pushed down is because as they are expanding that out to people that might not be like the perfect fit for what it is that you're doing, as they're expanding that out, they are showing your content to people that are less and less qualified to really enjoy your content. So because of that, it pushes those numbers down. So when it comes to the amount of views that you're getting and your click-through rate and all that stuff, comparing it to your impressions is going to give you a lot of insight. So what you would want to do in your particular case is you'd want to say, okay, compared to the amount of impressions that I'm getting on these pieces of content, I'm going to look at my channel and the videos that have performed well. I'm going to look at the videos on my channel that have not performed well, and I'm going to get together kind of a baseline. Hey, typically my click-through rate on in your case, 20 to 25 minute video, my click-through rate is normally, about this after I've hit around this many impressions. So it's roughly about this. Another thing that you're going to be able to uncover is that people also watch for about this long after about this many impressions. And you're going to start being able to do that across, some of your metrics in terms of I've typically generated X amount of subscribers, this much engagement, this many comments, this many likes, things like that. And you'll start to be able to build out averages on your channel to where you can start identifying, hey, based on this amount of impressions or how many times YouTube is showing my content to people, this is the response that I'm getting, right? And then you can start seeing, okay, well, based on my average response, high is typically above this, low is typically below this. So this particular video is either, high or low based on what I normally get on the channel. So you can start, identifying performing and non-performing content.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Anastasia Ray, welcome to the Niminati. Make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you look for Niminati VIP, or you just type in niminvip.com. That will forward you to that Facebook group. We do live streams over there every Wednesday, so make sure that you are around for that. If you have time, if not, the replays are also available, so you can watch the replays as well. You can learn a ton. Like as soon as I give you access to that, once the internet comes on, once I give you access to that, you can also go in and watch, the replays of previous live streams and, get more information. And the thing in it there also is we also look at channels. So there's also some channel specific information as well. Let's see here. As we keep on looking through this list of questions, again, if you have a question, just make sure you put a Q in front of it so that I can identify that it's for me instead of a, instead of a conversation meant for somebody else. Which web builder do you use and why? For me, it's typically WordPress, and it's just because, I've been messing with WordPress for a really long time and I'm pretty, efficient at it. So for me, it's typically WordPress. Let's see here. I missed a super chat as well. Says, I got your StreamYard ad. Nice. Oh, it's making you feel dizzy. Yeah, I sat down as well. I was getting a little dizzy myself, just kind of walking around, right? So I hear you there. Let's see here. Okay, so the question here, thank you for this, Doug, says from Tommy T067, with 4,500,000 views on my channel, is only having it's either 1,600 or 16,000 subscribers good? I do roller coaster POVs, so maybe that's why. So in terms of, 4 million views to get to 1,600 subscribers, that's pretty low. 16,000 subscribers, that makes a lot more sense. But basically all channels convert subscribers, at different rates based on, how clear it is of what it is that you're doing to your viewers and how easy it is for them to understand the value that they're getting from you, either currently or the value that they think they're going to get from you in the future. And it also comes down to, how people are directly responding to the content in terms of you doing little things like, reminding people to subscribe and adding, subscribe graphics to your videos and that kind of thing, just to help people remember to subscribe. So, your conversion is going to be different. Everybody here in the chat, you're all going to have different, everybody that's watching this right now, everybody's going to have different conversions on their viewer to subscribe ratios. But when you are, looking at your channel thinking is 16,000 subscribers, because I think that's what you might have meant there with the comment in the wrong place, good with 4.5 million views. Yeah, that's definitely fine. Let's see here. As we keep on trucking down here through this list. So for those of you that put your questions in the forum, I apologize, but this situation right now is a little bit out of my control, 100% out of my control, actually, since the internet keeps going down over there. So my apologies for that. Says, let's see here, Lumi at Benchtop says, I'm currently switching from random science vids to science vids on sustainability, trying to niche down more. Should I unlist old videos now or wait until I have more videos in my new niche? So if you're doing random science vids to science vids on sustainability, if these other science videos would also add value to people that are, curious about sustainability, I wouldn't even worry about taking them down. I would just leave them up there, because if there are videos, based on like you made your content decisions on those based around the curiosity that, you have of specific topics, and your value that you're bringing through that content is educating people on things, then, your sustainability content would still be in there. It's just your sustainability stuff could just be a pillar of what it is that you're doing, unless you decide to go all in on sustainability. And even if you go all in on sustainability, I would only take down or unlist videos that are completely not that, to where if somebody came in and they were watching videos on sustainability, the other content would not apply to them in any way, shape, or form. A Malicious Cooking,
Super chat.
thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And Metuka Akuma, I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome to the Niminati. Next time that you are on Facebook, look for Niminati VIP, or just go to niminvip.com. That is our members only Facebook group. It'll forward you over to that group. Let's see here. Yumi and Peace. Thanks for answering my question. Lumi at the Benchtop. My pleasure. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through here looking for stuff. So here's something that I just want to say. Doug saying, Renee Ritchie saying thanks there to Renee Ritchie. So Renee Ritchie is supposed to come on the stream later. So I'm going to start doing something from time to time called community highlight or community showcase. I'm not sure what to name it yet, but the idea is finding people in the community that have had great results on their YouTube channels, to where they can come in and they can share with you some of the things that they've done or some of the things that they've focused on in order to, get the results that they've gotten. So Renee's supposed to come on in the stream later today, but Renee, man, it looks like with the internet connection going the way it is, we might have to push that to next week, because this connection just is not, I'm going to restart again really quick, but this connection is just not working out with the internet today. So my apologies on that, man. If you are available next week, we can do it next week. If not, then, we're like, I'm still rolling here. So, if everything, ends up working out with the internet coming back on, then it's not a big deal. But in the event that it doesn't, then we'll just push that to next week, if that's okay. So Audrey Jackhood says, what are your thoughts about content for starting a skincare channel? Audrey from the Netherlands. So I think that skincare channel is fine. So what I would do if I was starting a skincare channel is I would make, videos targeting problems that people have with their skin. Because ultimately what you're trying to do with a skincare channel is you're trying to teach people how to take care of their skin. And the very first place to start with that is like, okay, if you are, having a problem with your skin, this is how you fix it, or this is how you make it better. So I would start with that type of content on the channel. And I would be very specific in terms of, how to, in addition to solving the problems, I would also do like morning routine stuff around skincare, night routine stuff around skincare, maintenance. Just go to YouTube autocomplete. If you or the YouTube search bar. If you go to the YouTube search bar and you start typing in there different things related to skincare, YouTube is going to show you the things that people are looking for on YouTube related to skincare, and you can use that as a way. Oh, I'm seeing something really quick here. Okay, so I'm going to trying to reconnect here from this one, because this one's Wi-Fi. The other one's hardwired in. I'm just making sure that that everything is down, because if not, then I can connect to Wi-Fi in the other one too. So let's see what we get here. But yeah, so around skincare though, I would start with solving problems, and then I would also just hit the YouTube search bar and start just type in skincare, and then how to skincare and skincare fixes and like that type of stuff. And then they're going to start kicking back ideas around things that people are looking for related to skincare on YouTube. Okay, yeah, it's still not up. All right. Okay. So next up, then on our list, and again, just make sure that you put the Q in front of your question, so that I can make sure that I answer, or so I know that it's a question for me. So next up, we've got Natalia Crispin. Natalia Crispin. There we go. Says, hey Nick, this was from the forum. I have an educational channel, and I teach people from Latin America to WFH. How can I convert my subs to views? I'm not sure what WFH is, but in terms of converting viewers into subscribers, that comes down to them clearly understanding the value that you are bringing to them having a great time with a piece of content, them learning something from a piece of content. Basically, when it comes to value on your YouTube channel, for everybody here, when it comes to value on your YouTube channel, the thing that you want to think about is, if I'm not converting viewers into subscribers, what is it exactly that I'm offering on my channel? You also want to, in terms of the value, you also want to make sure that you're making it clear, letting people know somewhere in your video. You don't have to do this at the beginning. You want to focus on learning how to keep people watching your videos for a longer period of time first. It'd be a great place to remind people to subscribe. You can do it with a graphic. You can do it verbally by telling people this is what I offer on the channel. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. But by doing those types of things, you're bringing awareness to the people that are just engaged in the content. Like if they're engaged in the content and they're like, this is great, and they're just watching it and they're learning or having a good time or whatever, then they're focused on the video content because you're making awesome content. So reminding them to subscribe is extremely advantageous, because then you're like, oh, hey, remember to subscribe. So you're planting that seed, reminding them to subscribe where they would have otherwise just been, completely engaged and not necessarily thinking about subscribing. But, when it comes to converting people over, it's more about, just adding value to people and just making it clear that, you're consistently offering a similar value. And then people will, end up subscribing to the YouTube channel. But like I mentioned before, people do subscribe, to channels at different rates. Personality also has a huge thing to do with that. So like when it comes to people subscribing to a YouTube channel, there's the value, but people also, they have to resonate with that content creator a bit as well. As long as it's a personality, as long as it's somebody on camera talking to the camera. And the reason for that is, like there's tons of channels on pretty much everything. So people are going to gravitate to the channels where they resonate with the creator. And they're going to subscribe more to the channels where they resonate with the creator. So just consider those things. Let's see here. It says, I think that my super chat got lost. I actually saw it on there, but I just didn't get to it on the list, and I restarted my computer foolishly and ended up losing those. It says, I want to separate my live streams from uploads on my YouTube homepage. I already have a live stream section. Yeah, so what you want to do there is you want to go into your YouTube Studio backend. You can do this on a phone. You can do it on a computer. And if you're doing it on a phone, you need to go in through desktop mode, and then you're going to be able to do it there. But what you have to do is you have to set up your channel page. So if you want to exclude your live streams, then in that case, you would just, remove that section of your homepage. If you want to include your live streams, then in that case, you can just add a live streams playlist there, or build your own playlist that is, recent live streams would be the title of that playlist, or, live streams about whatever. And then that one, you would just add your live streams to those playlists before you were live or after you were live. So then they would show up on your homepage at that point in time. I just got a 20% battery warning, so I'm going to. Man, we're just workshopping this today. We're fixing thing after thing here. So let's see here. Let me grab a cable so that we can keep this phone charging as well. So, I know I have somewhere around here. I have is it in here? There it is. Boom. That's for USB-C. That's perfect. Ooh, there's a USB one too. Nope, that's a short one. Okay, so let's see here. So next up on the list, we've got Scruffy Looking RGB says, like this live off the cuff, Nick. Yeah, so here's what's going on, Scruffy Looking RGB. If you are just joining the stream, is I'm having problems with my internet. So it's storming here where I am, and the internet keeps just kind of going off and on. So because of that, I'm in a situation to where I'm like, hey, I still want to stream today, and we're still going to do that. But unfortunately, we're in a situation to where I can't use my computer for it. So because of that, we are just going to go ahead and do it right here on the phone. You know what? I guess I could just make my phone a hotspot. Hey, that's a great idea, Nick. Why didn't you think of that like an hour ago? Let's see here. So this is plugged in. That's working. Let me see if I can connect to my phone. That'd be a way around this. You know, because it'll be pushing through too much. It's not going to optimize for mobile, so that'll be bad. Okay, so next question that we have here on the list is from, hey Nick, starting a history-related channel, what is the optimal video length for the algorithm? So one of the things that YouTube says is it doesn't matter if it's a long video or if it's a bunch of short videos. The thing that you ultimately want to accomplish is that people watch and enjoy your content and that people keep coming back and watching your content. So in terms of the algorithm, there is not an ideal. So some YouTube channels, they will upload videos that are, 40 minutes long and they'll just get crushed in views. Other YouTube channels will upload videos that are 4 minutes long and they'll get no exposure whatsoever because people aren't responding to those videos. Some people will upload videos like Lucas the Spider, for example, on YouTube. They'll upload videos that are a minute long. And being a minute long, you would think, hey, there's no way, and this is pre-shorts, by the way, that you might think like, hey, there's no way because of all the stuff that people talk about with watch time and all that, there's no way that if you were to upload a video that's a minute long to YouTube, that YouTube is going to show it to people. Well, if people respond to that video at a high rate and it's a minute long, their system doesn't care how long the video is. What their system cares about is when people click on it, are they clicking on it at a high rate? And once they do click on it, are they getting a great experience from that video or not? If they are, then YouTube is going to continue to show it to people and all of that. If they are not, then of course, it doesn't matter if the video is 1 minute or if it's 10 minutes or if it's 20 minutes or an hour, YouTube is not going to continue showing it to people. So because of that, the actual length of the video optimal for the algorithm, it comes down to looking at your stats when you publish your content and figuring out, okay, when people are watching my videos, this is how long they are responding for. This is how long I can keep people watching. So because of that, let's say that you upload videos that are 20 minutes long. Well, if you find out in your audience retention reports that you can only keep people watching for like 4 minutes or 5 minutes, then it doesn't make sense to make a 20-minute video. If you find in your audience retention reports that you can keep people watching for 15 minutes, then in that case, yeah, go ahead and make 20-minute videos. That's fine, because by the time people are falling off, let's say that you're getting, like a 30 or 40% complete rate on that, then you can, still keep those 20-minute videos going out, even though you might want to consider shortening it just a little bit to kind of match that, 15-minute mark. But what you want to do is, as you're publishing content, experiment. Publish long videos, publish short videos, and see how good you are at keeping people watching and how good people respond or don't to the content that you're publishing. Let's see here. Next up on the list, we've got, hey, so I got to take a bio break really quick. So I'm going to just set this right here. I'm going to play just a little track right here in the background since I'm in the music area. So I'm just going to play this really quick while I'm taking a bio break. I'll be back literally in 1 minute. And you are just going to, let's see here. I can just do it this way. And you can actually just look at the tracks as they are, as they're playing here. If I can get this thing to set there. There we go. And I will be right back. Probably sounds a lot better coming through my speakers than it does coming through the internet and through yours. But that was my way of covering myself for the bio break. All right, so let's keep this party moving. So let's get some more questions going here. My very first live stream that I was talking about before, and saying how I was doing it on my phone and stuff, it looked kind of like this, because at that point in time, why is it saying that my battery's still low? I should be charging. But at that point in time, I had the black background as well. So I literally sat down. It was just like this, except my lighting was better. So let me see if I can get some better light in here. We're just going to bring this on, which is going to be really bright for now. We'll turn it down a tad. We'll just set it right over here. So then we can get some decent colored light so I don't look like a Smurf in here. Because, you know, rule of thumb is you don't want to look like a Smurf when you can avoid it. Okay, so let's see here. Next up on our list of questions, we've got, let's see here. Potty Life, Rockclimb Garrison says, buyer break. Trail Manor Geek, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope that you're doing awesome. Remember, if you have a question, make sure you put the Q in front of your question. So let's see here. If I want to start a YouTube, if I want to start a channel that uploads music-related content, what should I do first? Make music. Make music. If you upload YouTube or music-related content, then make music. Because if you are, you know, just downloading music from other people and uploading it, then you're going to end up running into issues that you're going to have to either dispute or fight, or that you will end up ultimately getting your channel taken down based on, you know, copyright and things like that. Let's see here. Tastic, try YouTube. So develop with all these crazy happenings. Anyone ever had a live where they just chatted with the audience? Absolutely. I'm actually doing that right now, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Renee Ritchie says, it sounds super dumb, but whatever you want to improve, study the best test for your channel, iterate and repeat. Absolutely. And this is why I was going to have him on before, is because, you know, in a year's time, Renee's had crazy success on his YouTube channel. Like he's done the thing that a lot of content creators want to do. So, you know, anytime he drops a tip, listen to him because he knows what he's doing. Let's see here. Kansas, right. We got Tommy doing a California shout out. Let's see here. I'll be tastic. Coming over here just to see if see if I can get any internet love going on. Let's see. Yep. Still no internet. Fantastic. You know, let me turn my Wi-Fi on here. If I couldn't get on there, I'm not going to be able to get on here either. But we're going to try. No internet. Okay. Yep. No, we're not. Okay. So we're going to keep on going then with the phone. So let's see here. Make more interesting videos. Cool, cool, cool. Reading through your comments here. Abby the Cat says, B to the G. Is B to the G in the house? Brian G. Johnson in the house. What is up, dude? If you are hanging out here, hope that you are doing awesome. Says, see here. So you, me, and Sicily says, we cover a lot of topics about Sicily. What are your thoughts about having more than 5 playlists? You absolutely should have more than 5 playlists. So what you want to think about is, as your channel grows, you should be thinking that you should be putting together videos and playlists as often as possible, because what you ultimately want to do is create playlists that you can drive viewers into based on the things that they're interested in. And those can be, you know, in your case, if you're making videos about Sicily, then, you know, having a bunch of different things related to Sicily. So like these would be like, you know, things that you need to see when you're in Sicily. The other ones would be like, you know, travel tips for Sicily. Other ones would be safety tips for Sicily. Other ones would be, you know, hidden gems of Sicily, you know, things like that, to where you could really start breaking things down. And then as people are watching one video, you can say things like, you know, hey, if you want to see more hidden gems around Sicily, you know, click into this playlist right here. And then you're driving people into a playlist of content that they're already proven to enjoy or proven to be interested in, because they're already watching a video about, you know, about hidden gems in Sicily, for example. Tommy T says, have a video that's been live for a year and then gets flagged. Do I lose all the money that I made before that? No, you do not. Let's see here. Look, I know I haven't been around lately. Been kind of square. I get it. I'm just glad y'all still keep this thing. Keep up the good work, says Unquestionable TV. Thank you. Let's see here. Can you put your phone on a tripod, please? I don't feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Yeah, I'm actually kind of enjoying walking around a little bit because of the, you know, because it gives me a chance to, you know, just kind of get up and kind of move around. How do you prevent people from leaving your video after a minute? Great question. Who here, just let me know in the chat, who here wants to keep people watching for longer than a minute? All of us. So I'll just go ahead and put myself in there, me. But when you are publishing content to YouTube, what you want to think about is that YouTube gives us the information that we need to know to tell us how people are responding to the content that we're putting out. That's in our audience retention reports that can be found inside of our YouTube studio. So what you want to do is you want to go in and you want to see how people are responding to that first minute. So if you notice that when your videos start, people are leaving, right? You see that big drop. Then what you have to do is you have to say, okay, why do I think people are leaving? And you have to start making up theories. And those theories are going to be the things that you're going to test in the next videos that you upload. So for example, if you're like, okay, I think people are leaving because when the video first starts, I'm not, grabbing their attention enough. Then like the next handful of videos that you do, you would say, okay, I'm going to work on different ways that I'm going to grab people's attention when my video first starts. We call that the hook. I'm going to work on different hooks as my video starts. And I'm not only going to work on different things that I'm saying, but I'm also, once I'm working through those things, I'm also going to test different things. I'm going to test having additional footage on my video. You know what? Oh my gosh, I think I can do this through Bluetooth so I can still have solid audio. I just thought of something. Sorry. Let's see here. Can I do this through Bluetooth? You know what? Give me 1 second here. I might be able to, because if I can, then I'll stabilize this thing and we'll just do it. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. This is a great example that you don't need, all the stuff. Okay. So, yeah. So what you want to do in that situation is once you start experimenting with how you're hooking or grabbing viewers' attention, then you want to think to yourself, okay, I'm experimenting with how the things that I'm saying or doing in the beginning of the videos. So that means that not only am I working on, how it would be important to them, or also going to add some additional footage at the beginning of my video, or I'm going to try different things. Maybe I'm going to try where I'm just sitting there and I'm talking to the camera, kind of like I am right now. Maybe I'm going to try that when my video first opens and see how long people watch there. Maybe I'm going to try having that for 3 seconds, and then I'm going to have another piece of content show up on the screen for 3 seconds, and then I'm going to have me back on the screen for 4 seconds, then I'm putting another piece of content up for 2 seconds, and then I'm taking that down, so that you have all kinds of stuff happening, as your video is first starting, so that while you're saying whatever it is that you're saying, or you have going on, whatever it is that you have going on, visually, it's also stimulating while you're also sharing whatever information it is that you're sharing. So what you want to do initially is you want to build up theories based on what it is that you think people would be responding to or not responding to based on the data that YouTube is giving you in your audience retention report, showing you how other people are responding to what it is that you're doing. And then you want to start testing that against new content that you publish. Let's see here. Salad Cream Boy. Just went away right as I clicked on that. Let's see here. So let me scroll down so I can find Salad Cream Boy here. I'm just going to go all the way down because I think they're pretty far down. Start going back up. Looking for Salad Cream Boy. Where's Salad Cream Boy? There we go. Says, your advice has improved my content tenfold. High five, fist bump to you. Wapa, wapa. Nice work. Says, is it possible to get everything right but still not see results? Nope. So when you are getting everything right, the only way that you are going to know that you've gotten everything right is that you will start getting results. So one of the things, so I'm not sure how many of you have, and I've got it sitting right here, so I'm going to, I'll just pull it up here. I'm not sure how many of you guys have gotten Daryl's book, YouTube Formula. I've got a link to it, I think, down in the description. If not, you can just go on Amazon and look for YouTube Formula. But in the very beginning of this, Jimmy, Mr. Beast, he wrote the foreword for this book. And you can actually see it saying that right down here in the bottom. But one of the things that Jimmy mentions in that particular foreword is he mentions that, when you are putting out content, your first videos are going to suck. As you start developing your process and you start getting better and better at what it is that you do, the videos that you made last year are still going to suck from where you are now. And then as you continue going down the path, the videos that you made 6 months ago are going to suck compared to the stuff that you're doing now, if you're constantly striving to improve. So if you are improving your content tenfold based on the things that you're learning so far, then what you want to think of from there is like, I've still got to, I got to keep going, right? Like I still have more things that I have to learn and apply to my channel so that I can, start getting the actual results that come with improving the content as well. And what's going to happen is through the content that you're making as you continue to publish and as you get better at what it is that you're doing here on YouTube and your presentation, your editing and making things, look a certain way or sound a certain way, how you actually, share the type of content that you share in terms of, what you're doing in the content. Like as you're doing everything, you're going to publish a video. And that one particular video that you publish, it's going to start doing exceptionally better right out of the gate, most likely, than the other content that you've been publishing. And right there, you're going to notice like, hey, I've been doing a lot of stuff trying to improve. And now with this video, this video is starting to gain some traction. And then you're going to publish another one, and that one's going to start doing better than the other ones, because you're going to continue with the new skill sets that you're picking up along the way and the new things that you're learning and applying. You're going to continue applying those to your YouTube channel, which is going to continually increase the experience that you're giving the viewers on YouTube. And it's also going to increase the results that you're getting on your YouTube channel as well, as you continue developing those skills. So part of the skill sets that you need to learn as a YouTuber, and this is for everybody, is presentation. Even if you're not on camera, if you're an animator and you are just doing voiceover, then you got to work on your voiceover presentation. If you are just doing screen share tutorials, let's say that you're showing people how to, work inside of software of some kind. Well, in that particular case, then you have to learn how to present that through your vocal cords, right? So that it's interesting, as you are also putting the tutorial together as well. So, you have to learn presentation. You have to learn how to edit in a way that's engaging for the people that you're trying to reach. And the reason that I put that disclaimer in there about for the people that you're trying to reach is because are reaching people, and you're talking about, I love using this example because it really paints a picture. But let's say that you're trying to reach an older demographic of people that are looking for information or trying to dig into like late stage retirement planning, right? In that situation, the way that you put your videos together for that particular audience is going to be different than if you are a gamer and you're trying to reach people that are between, let's say, like 13 and 18. Or 13 and 20, right? The way that you are putting your content together is going to be drastically different for those two audiences. And as you learn and as you develop, and as one of the skills that you also need to learn is how to read and interpret your YouTube analytics. But as you're doing all those things, then you're going to start to uncover the things that the particular people that you're reaching or that you're trying to reach, the things that they respond to. And then over time, that just helps you make better content that ends up getting an even higher response for those particular people that you're trying to respond to, or trying to get to respond to what it is that you're doing. David Carmesino says, Nick, what's better, getting paid a flat fee for making videos for someone or becoming an affiliate? Thanks. Your advice is much appreciated. This is a great question. So I'm actually going to go down here and see if I can find this one here in the chat, because my chat area is literally this big. So I have to scroll through in order to find everybody here. But basically, when it comes to getting paid upfront or as an affiliate, some things that I just want you to consider. Very first being where it is that you're at right now. So let's say that you're like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to invest in a new camera so that I can make my image quality better. I'm trying to get a new, microphone or a new, piece of audio equipment to make everything better. And I can promote something as an affiliate, and over time, I'll be able to get income from that. However, if I could just get a big chunk of money right now, I could just go solve that problem. Then in that case, getting that upfront cash might be the right thing to do, but you could still make an affiliate video later. But when it comes to the affiliate side, then you have to think, okay, if I'm in a place to where it's like, hey, I don't need that big chunk of cash right now, then I can possibly, based on your channel and any, if you have experience with affiliate marketing and you have something that you've already done to where if I publish this video, the long-term value of this video is going to be like at least like 10 grand or 20 grand or 50 grand or whatever it is based on the content that you make. If you do it as an affiliate relationship, but they're offering you, let's say the lifetime value of that particular video might be, we'll just say 30 grand based on the stats that you already have. If you notice that and you're like, okay, I've driven this much to all these different people, and because of that, if I push this as an affiliate, then there's a really good chance that the long-term value of this video is going to be there. Then it wouldn't make sense for me to take like $10,000 up front from this particular company if I would end up making more long-term with the affiliate, to where you do take that money up front, but then you also promote them as part of your deal that, okay, I'm going to, I'll take on the sponsor videos or for the year or for 6 months or whatever you work out with them, but you also can work it out with sponsors. And I do this with everybody as well. But you can work out with sponsors to where you also can still continue to make money as an affiliate even after the agreement is complete. So by doing that, you have the tracking link for them, but then you also generate money as an affiliate. I don't do that with everybody, but I do that with the long-term sponsors because I understand, because I've been doing this for a while and I've worked with other people too. So I understand the long-term value of content on YouTube when it comes to affiliate marketing. So because of that, for long-term relationships, I also work into them that I can keep an affiliate link along with the sponsor agreement, or as part of the sponsor agreement. Let's see here. So next up on our list, hopefully that answered your question. So it looks like we've got a flaky signal again. Yeah, it could be like I'm getting things here saying that my battery's low, even though it's plugged in. I'm getting, yeah. So we've got like the local network. We've got, you know, my internet being down over here. Like all kinds of crazy stuff is going on here right now. So let me look back over here. Yeah, still saying that we've got a signal, but that signal just is not coming through. I'm going to restart again just to be on the safe side. Let's see here as we keep on trucking. Hey, Heidi, what's up? Hope that you're doing fantastic. The Chosen Chimp says, hope you're doing well. I have nearly 1,000 views on one video and 5 views on another. Guess I should niche down, right? Yeah, so one of the things that YouTube says, the Chosen Chimp, in the YouTube Creator Academy is they say that if you don't know, and this is for everybody, if you're new to YouTube, anybody that's watching this, if you're new to YouTube, this is what YouTube recommends. They say in the YouTube Creator Academy, which again, it's free, everybody should go through it. If you just look for YouTube Creator Academy, it's going to come up. It's a mix of written content and video content as well. But what you want to do is that is you want to make what it is that you enjoy making based on their recommendation. You want to make what you enjoy making. And then once you notice, like in this situation here with Chosen Chimp, once you notice that people are responding to one of the things that you're making at a higher level, like in this case, typically they get 5 views on one video, but now they video that gets 1,000 views, according to it's gotten 1,000. Put that content people for what it is that you're making. So that's why you should double down on that, according to YouTube. Timmy Boss says, does anyone have any suggestions to make intros and intros to videos and streams? Yeah, so if you're looking for like an intro maker, you can use placeit.net. They have an intro maker. I know you can hop on fiverr.com, have people make some custom stuff for you for, you know, like $5 to $50 unless you go into the pro side of Fiverr. But you can use placeit.net. For that, they actually have intro builders in there. So you can do those as like an a la carte thing to where you can, they have some free, but then you can either use the free option, you can use a la carte option to where you pay the one time for the thing that you're downloading, or you can also pay for a subscription to where you can use their service as much as you want to because they have a bunch of cool stuff in there. Let's see here. Help me change people's lives on YouTube. That's awesome. True Life Talks. Nice work on using your channel for good. Let's see here. If it's for me and not like a conversation that you guys are having with each other in the in here. Takes time to grow, says Natty Slim. To show you how to use Placeit for thumbnails in his next video on a phone. Pretty awesome. I also just made a video on how to make a channel banner on Placeit as well, so you can see both of those. Hey, Doug, man, when you publish that video, let me know and I'll share it in my community feed because that's a great fit for the people here. Intro should be no more than about 15 seconds and punchy. Nick does this in all of his videos. So when it comes to intros, you actually want to make your intro, if you even want to use an intro, you want to make it as short as possible. So when it comes to like intro makers, they're talking about logo intros. So like we're talking about using placeit.net, for example, we're talking about logo intros, and those should be maximum 5 seconds, best if they're 3 seconds. You do not want to spend 15 seconds on a logo intro, but for the actual intro to the video, that's actually part of the structure. So it's actually the hook of the video first, and then the intro might be where you tell people why it's important to them or how it's going to help them or something like that. And then you get into the actual, content that they clicked on the video for. The approach that I like to take is as fast as possible. I like to get to the content that you clicked on the video for, and I'm sure that everybody here that's watching this, that watches my video content, appreciate me not wasting your time with 15-second intros every time, because you would click away. I have proof in my stats that you would click away if I did that. Let's see here. So let's see here. So Ned Coddem says, why today's video is like this? It's like this today. I'm doing this on my mobile device because my internet connection is down. So right now I'm streaming through the mobile data. So it probably looks bad. It probably doesn't sound that great, but we're just keeping this party rolling because, people have questions and I want to answer them. So that's what's going on here. So I'm waiting. My fingers are crossed. Even though we've been going for a while now, my fingers are crossed that the internet's going to turn back on and that we'll be able to keep on trucking here. But as of right now, I just restarted it. Actually, I haven't checked to make sure. Yeah, no internet still. Let me run this to a troubleshoot here just to make sure. Actually, I recommend you to stop the internet on accident. Nope. There we go. Okay. Yeah, super laggy. Yeah, so I might have to shut this thing down. It seems. But really quick, so T-Hand 141 Homestead says, I have a copyright claim. How's that different than a strike? Should I remove them? So a copyright claim, and a great way to remember this, is a copyright claim means that they're claiming the money that you're going to generate from those videos. If you don't have ads running on them, they will run ads on them, and that the copyright holder will claim the money that you are having from those videos. A copyright strike is different because that means that they're issuing a strike, like they're striking your channel, which means that they're causing damage to your channel. So when they're claiming it, they're just claiming the revenue from it, and it's not that big of a deal. No need to take them down unless your entire channel is filled with them. Then it can do a copyright strike. You want to think of that as like they're striking, they're hurting your YouTube channel, they're striking it. That's the difference between the two. Nick, I would have had a freestyle anyway. So when it comes to situations like this and trying to, fix things on the fly and all of that, it's just part of the, part of the process, so to speak. So I like things like this because it creates a challenge of sorts, right? In terms of like, okay, how can I keep it going? How can I, keep making it, interesting and, all of that good stuff. Let's see here. Video's flowing well. Don't shut it down, says aim high. Okay, good. Thank you for that feedback. Let's see here. Big respect for Nick and the mods for keeping their heads cool. Thank you for that, Alvy Cat. Some people say it's breaking up bad. Let's see here. So draws not for Nick. He often does more than 3 hours and has done more than 4 hours. We've actually done more than 7 hours. Like when my brother's here, because right now he's stuck in Mexico. So when he's here, typically we'll stream for, long time. Like 6 hours is kind of like our normal. And then, sometimes we'll go over that. What's your thoughts on using Google Ads to promote content? Sorry, your internet is being a pain right now. Hey, no problem. We're still, we're still rolling. So some people are going to leave. That's fine. But for the people that hang out, we're going to keep, serving you guys if possible. But says, what are your thoughts on using Google Ads to promote content? So when it comes to Google Ads to promote your content, it can be effective. However, one thing that you end up dealing with if you haven't learned how to get an organic response yet, and what I mean by an organic response is, when you publish content to your YouTube channel without spending ad money on it, can you get people to click on that video? Can you get people to watch that video for a longer time? Can you create a great experience for those people that are interacting with your content? If the answer is yes, and you can consistently do that over and over again, then ads are less risky, because what you do when you are running ads is you're putting your content in front of a bunch of people, or your ad in front of a bunch of people, and you're going to have some people that are going to come over and they're going to subscribe to the channel. They might watch a video. And then when you turn off your ad spend, this is where making sure you can get that organic response comes in. Because when you turn off your ad spend, then one of the things that's going to happen there is if you have learned already to get that organic response, then with that ad spend, when you shut off those ads, you're still going to be able to get people to click when you publish your future videos and when YouTube is showing them content from your content library. If you haven't learned how to get an organic response, as soon as you turn the ads off, everything is going to come to a screeching halt, because you haven't learned how to get people to click yet, and you haven't learned how to get people to watch yet. So you're not giving YouTube what it is that they want, which means, in terms of a quality experience for their viewers, which means that they're not going to show your content to people if you can't get people to respond to it. So it doesn't matter how much money you spend on it, you're still not going to be able to buy your way to success on YouTube. You have to learn how to get that organic response. Videos go 3 subs, but if you can still hear me or not. Yeah, because I see it keep cutting out. So now I'm having like signals with the actual, or problems with the actual my phone provider too. But when you are publishing videos to your YouTube channel and you have people that you're getting like 8 views or 5 views on your video, and you said that you don't want to make thumbnails, and you just say because. I'm not sure what the because is. But the thing right out of the gate is what you want is irrelevant when it comes to getting people to respond to what it is that you're doing. People are not going to click on your videos and watch your videos just because you want them to. They're going to click and they're going to watch your videos because you've been able to create a title that makes people want to click, and or you create a thumbnail that makes people interested in what it is that you're doing, where they can see it's for them, or you create curiosity of some kind, or you just have explicit value on exactly what it is that they're going to get out of the video. You put all that stuff in your thumbnail and title, and they click on it from there. So using thumbnails is a really important part of being a content creator. So please don't do it just because you don't want to. Like, learn how to make thumbnails. If you want to grow on YouTube, learn how to make thumbnails. It's part of the gig. In terms of getting subscribers to watch more of your videos, serve your subscribers. Make sure that you're putting out content that they care about. Understand that not everybody that subscribes to your YouTube channel is going to watch every video. Not everybody that subscribes to your YouTube channel is going to watch, a bunch of your videos. Some people are going to subscribe. Let's say they subscribe today. They're going to watch, the video that they subscribed from, obviously. Then they might watch, another video. Maybe they watch 2 videos. Maybe they move on to another channel. And then from there, it comes down to your ability to get those people that did subscribe, or they did watch some of your videos, even if they didn't subscribe, if they interact with your content and they enjoy it, and they watch, like, let's say more than one video, or YouTube systems identify that they enjoyed your content, then they don't even have to subscribe and they still might see your next video. So then from there, it comes down to you being able to get people to click on what it is that you are doing with that next video that you publish. So one thing to keep in mind, one very advantageous thing that you can do, is go into your YouTube analytics, look at the videos that are currently driving your YouTube channel, because they show you the top 50 performers on your channel. And you can go and you can say, like, hey, these topics are the ones that are currently driving my YouTube channel. So because of that, the next videos that I make should be in somewhat of an alignment with the content that's currently driving the channel. Let's see here. Abby-tastic says 6 hours, you're totally insane. Yeah, some people go even longer. Other times it's in the normal setup. You know what's funny about this? Right, just wait for this image to come back on. There we go. So today, like, I was like, hey, I spent like, a little bit of time making sure that I got this shot over here. I put a different lens on this camera, and, getting this shot over here set up so that I could hit this angle. I got this GoPro set up over here so that I could show you the projector for anybody that, said how you getting that stuff in your background. So I could show that. So I added an additional camera, got this whole thing over here, this whole thing, just so I can kind of move this around and all that to show people different stuff. And I spent some extra time kind of getting things together today. and in a real short amount of time, like everything just, goes down in terms of the internet. So then I'm back here on the phone. So it's just epic, right? It's just funny to show you that, sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta do it on phone, I guess. And that phones are still good enough. Let's see here. How do I get more impressions? So that's a great question. So to get more impressions, and what an impression is for anybody that doesn't know, is an impression is when YouTube shows your video to somebody on the platform. So if, let's say that your thumbnail is like halfway up as they're scrolling up the page, it doesn't count. The things have to be fully on the screen in order for them to count it as an impression. But in order to get YouTube to give you more impressions, you have to get a response from what it is that you're doing. The higher the response, the more impressions that you're going to get. And by response, I mean people clicking on your videos and people watching your videos for an amount of time that YouTube deems it as a quality experience for those viewers. Let's see here. Dino Rider says, motorcycle safety content, trying to start a video response challenge collaboration. How should I go about challenging other content creators? Yeah, so if you're challenging them, just let them know that you're doing it. Like I would have a Twitter account. I would try to get people involved on Twitter as well as YouTube. And I would basically just reach out to all of them and say, hey, I'm doing this challenge, because, we all know we're all motorcycle riders. So I actually have a scooter here in Thailand as well. Safety on those things are important. Just like motorcycles, I had a Yamaha V-Star when I was in America. And I understand, the importance of safety. So what I would do is I would reach out to other motorcycle content creators and I would say, hey, I'm trying to spread awareness about motorcycle safety because anybody that rides any type of thing on two wheels understands the importance of safety with it and spreading awareness about it because you almost get hit all the time. So because of that, I would just reach out to them, let them know that you're doing like an awareness campaign and to see how many people that you can get involved from there. You might even want to put a hashtag behind it, come up with like a clever hashtag that people can use in their videos, things like that. For the sake of and let's just see what happens. So you're gonna have to bear with me, and I'm going vertical here for a second. And I'm going to do some of this in my settings. I allow others to join. So let me turn on my Wi-Fi here. Connect. Okay, so right now I'm going through the process of connecting my phone as a hotspot. And then we're going to see if this ends up working out or not, or if we run into the same issues. We're connected. So now let me open up StreamYard here and let's just see how this ends up turning out. Because I'm not sure what the quality is going to look like. Yeah, it's so slow, like rolling through the computer. It is so slow. Yeah, so speaking of audio cast, somebody here mentioned, Mr. Casey Laundry says we turn this into an audio cast. Yeah, so one of the things that that I've already set up actually is if you go to nimenlivepodcast.com, I'm going to start. Oh yeah, it says my internet connection's too bad, but I'm going to try it anyway. But basically, I'm going to start releasing the audio versions of these as well, so that we can have like a regular podcast going out for these also. Yeah, so I don't know what this is going to look like here. Whoa. So I'm going to, or at least turn the mic down here. Let me mute myself over there. Yeah, so I'm just going to try this just for a little bit, and the phone's probably still going to die. So we're just on this, and I don't actually want to pull it up because it'll take up some of the internet as well. Let's see here. What camera do you recommend for slow-mo and underwater videos? GoPros are great. Insta360 or the Insta360 1R is also great, but you have to get the the waterproof casing for it. Let's see here. Hey, do we got D in here? Hey, what's up, D? So my internet's out. So right now I'm basically streaming this off my mobile data. And I was streaming on the phone there for quite some time. I'm actually going to close it down here in a few minutes. Let's see here. Okay. You know, I think I'm just going to go back to the phone. There we go. So I'm just going to go back to here, just because I am going to close this down here shortly. I just want to answer a few more questions, and I'm going to disconnect this as well, because what I'm doing, since it is on my phone, is I'm actually pulling through. I'm like double taxing the mobile data in terms of, like, I don't care about the actual data package. What I'm worried about is actually clogging it up, so to speak, as it's going through. So so that's what's going on. That's what's going on there. Hey, Roger, what's up, man? Hope that you are doing awesome. We are doing a mobile stream today since my internet is down. Coming in right as we are getting ready to close this down. Says, do YouTube Shorts help you gain watch time? So currently, here's the way to think about YouTube Shorts, right? Think about YouTube Shorts like this. One, it's a new feature. If it's something that's going to fit into the long-term goals of my channel, then I should definitely be doing them. If it's not something that's going to be a main channel, in terms of, you know, it's going to be part of your long-term strategy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We've been going for 2 hours, so even though we had our issue here for about, I think, 30 minutes in, we were still able to pull like an hour and a half out of this. So hopefully, you learned something here during the live stream today. I do want to say that if you did, pick up any information, we didn't get as, in depth as we normally do here on the live stream today. But if you did pick up anything that you're like, hey, there's like a handful of things that I would like to apply, just focus on. Right, just keep writing stuff down and then just apply it as you apply it, and then start getting data back from your channel on how people are responding to the changes that you're making. Just take that approach with all of this, and I hope that you learned something today. Mods, thanks for holding it down, massively appreciate it. Renee, my apologies, man. I was going to have Renee on today to talk about his experience on his channel, but unfortunately I can't have the other guests on, can't have Renee on, anything like that, since we are in this position right now of no internet. But we still had it down for 2 hours and 13 minutes. So hopefully you got some value, got some of the questions answered there. I'm sure there's going to be somebody else going live today. So make sure that you just check all the channels that you typically watch on the help side, so you can get some more YouTube information from one of the other channels that might go live today. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Hopefully with a better internet connection or an internet connection at all that's not on my phone.